Hi guys, it's Mr. Gonzalez again, here with lesson 24, Naturals. The main objective of this lesson is to be able to identify the natural sign and understand how it works in music. Let's go. The natural sign before a note cancels a previous sharp or flat. On the keyboard, a note after a natural sign is always a white key. When speaking of natural notes, the word natural comes before the letter name, as in B natural. However, in written music, the natural sign comes before the note. To draw a natural sign, first draw the left half. I like to think of it as drawing an L. Then draw the right half. I like to think of drawing a 7. When the natural sign is attached to a line note, the natural is centered on the line, as seen here. When the natural sign is attached to a space note, the natural is centered in the space, as seen here. When flat signs, sharp signs, or natural signs appear within a musical piece, they are called accidentals. An accidental sign affects the notes written on the same line or space following it for that measure only. Let's take a look at this excerpt. Here we have an F sharp, a G, and then another F. But because of this sharp accidental, this F sharp continues on to this F. So this will be F sharp as well. Similarly, we see A flat, C, then A. But because of this flat accidental, this will also be A flat, and then this will be C. Over here, we see an E flat, and because of this flat accidental, this will also be E flat. Now we see a natural sign. So this natural sign cancels out that flat sign. So we go from 2 E flats to 1 E natural. Similarly, over here, we see an F sharp, and then our next note has a natural sign. So it cancels out that sharp, making this F. Continuing on, we see E, and then another F because of our natural sign. A bar line cancels all accidentals in the previous measure, except if a note is tied across the bar line. In this excerpt, we see a C and then a C sharp, then a D. This C sharp accidental only affects any other C after it in this measure. So once we get to this C in our next measure, all other accidentals are canceled. So we go back to being C natural. Lastly, in this excerpt, we see an A followed by another A. Then we see B flat. We notice that these two notes are tied together. So this B flat will carry over to this B, making it B flat, even though this bar line is here. It's because of the tie. Then, after that, we see a natural sign and another B. So we go from B flat to B natural. Let's take a look at some exercises. In this exercise, we will write the names of the notes below the staff. Let's go. Let's check what clef we're in first. Okay, we're in treble clef, so for the lines we can use every good boy does fine, and for our spaces we can use F, A, C, E. Our first note we have here is C. Our next note we have is B. Coming over here, we see our first sharp note, A sharp. After that, we have B. Coming over here, we see an A, but because of the A sharp accidental over here, that carries over, and this is now A sharp. Alright, so let's move over here to this natural sign. Since this natural sign is in front of this A, it is no longer A sharp like these two were, but A natural. Moving over here, we see A flat. Since we have this flat accidental, this is now A flat. Next, we see a natural sign. So it cancels out this A flat accidental, and now we just have A natural again. Coming down here, we see a sharp sign on this F, so we have F sharp. Next up, we have just a plain old G. Coming over here, we see an A. Next, we have A flat because of this flat accidental. Coming over here, we see a G. Next, we have a natural sign with the A. So this natural sign cancels out this flat. So now we just have A natural. Coming over here, we have another G. Now we have an F sharp. Because this F over here is in a new measure, this F sharp no longer applies. So we just have F. Down here, we have E. Our second to last note is a D sharp, and our last note will be E. And there we go. We've named all of our notes, including our sharps, flats, and naturals. That's it for today's lesson, guys. I hope you feel more confident in your ability to identify natural notes and understand how they work in music. In our next lesson, we will look at whole steps, half steps, and inharmonic notes.